good. I had done yesterday. Yeah, I did it myself. We are self-quarantining. Yo, what's up guys? It's Rosebud and welcome to my channel. I hope you're fine, I hope you're great, and I hope this video finds you well. Yes! If you were to think about a Kenyan, just do it. What kind of person do you see? Huh? Tell me. Yes. Okay. Keep that picture in mind. Let me go through my points, and at the end of the video, tell me which of the points were you also thinking about and which you were not. Okay? Okay, let's do this, because today we are looking at Kenyan stereotypes. True or nay? Let's see. Without further ado, let's get straight to it. So people, when I started making this video, I was thinking of those questions that I get asked whenever I tell someone I'm Kenyan. Okay? And it's almost every time I meet someone new. Hello, hipster lady. Hi. Welcome student here. I'm from Kenya. Ah, the Maasai. What? The first thing is that most Germans seem to think that all Kenyans are runners, marathon runners. I mean, it's true that we hold most records when it comes to running, and most of the fastest runners are Kenyans, and I mean, that's not helping. But nevertheless, no, this is not true. Most Kenyans are not runners. Look at me, for example. If you race against me, I bet I will lose. I love jogging, just like this little running thing, but the real running, never. I mean, even in school we had the sport marathons and the sport runnings, and I was always last. Not because the others were completely fast and very fast, but I was just slow. I was just slow. So, no, not all Kenyans are running. Not all Kenyans are being chased by lions, and not all Kenyans are running after deers to catch them so that they can train their varden and they become like the running stereotypes. No, not all Kenyans are running. So this one, not true. Was? Maasai? Ich? Hä? Guck mal, wie groß ich bin, huh? The second one is that most Germans tend to think that Kenyans are really tall. Yes. So I remember when my mother came, because my mom is quite tall, and the neighbor, I had like an older lady as neighbor in my old apartment, and she came and she's like, after my mom left, she was like, oh, wie schön deine Mama kennenzulernen. Sie ist so groß wie alle Kenyaner. Und ich so, hast du mich mal gesehen? Hast du mich wirklich gesehen? Denn, yeah, if you've seen me, I am really not the tallest of all people. No, actually I'm the shortest. Whenever I go, I am always the shortest. At work, at school, since I can remember. I think even I was the smallest baby they found. Yeah, no, not all Kenyans are tall. There are tribes that actually carry that tallness gene, and I would say the Kalenjin or the Maasai, they are quite tall. But we have 42 tribes. The Kikuyus, all the Bantus, actually, we are quite the medium short types. Yeah, aber du weißt schon, die schönsten Geschenke kommen in den kleinsten Verpackungen, nicht wahr? Yeah. The third one that Germans really tend to believe is that Kenyans are poor. Yeah. Let me tell you a story. When I lived in Kenya, to be honest, I did not think Kenya was a poor country in any way. Ever. It never crossed my mind one day that I live in a poor country. Because, I mean, we had everything we needed. Everything. I mean, I remember the first time someone told me that Kenya is a poor country. I was like, which Which Kenya are you talking about? Are you talking about my Kenya? Really? My Kenya? Poor? I got free milk every day. My whole primary school life. That is what you call a poor country? I mean, seriously, we had to eat more than we could eat. We were free, we laughed, it was a great childhood. It was a great life in general. But you know, I understand where all this is coming from. I mean, when people like, when organizations make their adverts about making some spende somewhere, they always show that small little child with a fly somewhere flying, and totally hungered and almost bones remaining, and everyone is like, oh my god, black people are so poor. Seriously? No. The thing is, in Kenya, most people are self-employed, so they are working in their gardens, they're selling day-to-day life. Only when you go to like the bigger cities, where you have the slums, where people live really congested in a small little area, then you can consider that poverty. But those are slums. They are almost everywhere. You can find poor people really everywhere. But that's not the norm. It's the exception. Seriously, so Kenyans are not poor. Kenyans are not pure. Get that out of your head. Yes. So another Kenyan stereotype is that Kenyans are illiterate. Seriously. Okay, let me tell you. Kenya has like a 80% literacy rate. Okay, it ranks around 105 worldwide in the literacy ranking, and Kenya spends like 5% of its GDPs on education. The primary schools educations are free, public educations are free, yes. And Kenyans take education so important. It's like that valuable gold ring, right? Which Kenyans take so much care of, because it's like all they have. Education is the only thing a parent can give their children, and they feel very good about it. Education is that which every grown-up preaches to their children. This is the only thing they tell you that no one can take away from you. This is the one thing, the one good thing that colonization brought to us. So yeah, education is key to Kenyans. So no, Kenyans are not illiterates. In the contrary, Kenyans are very literate. Yeah. Another thing the Germans tend to believe is that Kenyans have no internet connections. Who came up with this thing? Is it because you think that Kenyans live in some kind of trees? Is it so? No. Kenyans, like I said, are quite developed. If you look like at the most developed towns and cities in Kenya, you will be surprised. You will see like no difference to any other Western city. No. And when it comes to the internet, or even let's start with the mobile phones, Kenyans are almost leading. Actually, Spiegel.de described Kenya as das gelobte Land des Handys. Yes, almost every Kenyan. What is almost? Every Kenyan has a mobile phone. My great-grandmother has a mobile phone. I go home with my phone now, people will be looking at it and be like, ooh, you're still using that old thing from 2016? Really? So yeah, Kenyans love handies. And the internet business exploded in Kenya, and it made life in Kenya completely different. For example, if you look at how businesses are carried on in Kenya, it's almost impossible to imagine how it was before the internet came. And almost in every business, may it be small or even large businesses, they all use the internet. The mobile money transfer system, like they have the M-Pesa, which was launched in Kenya, by the way, it changed everything. Any money transactions, any financial interactions between individuals and companies and anybody, it just happens all over the mobile phone. Schools, really. The other time, I think 2010, I was in Kenya and my brother, they had holidays, and all of a sudden he's like, our opening day has been postponed. I was like, who? How do you know? We just received an SMS from the headmaster. And I was like, really? This is how you get the information about when school is opening and closing? Really? And I'm like, and what about those who don't have a mobile phone? And he's like, Rose, you're so funny. Because no one doesn't have a mobile phone. So all the life as it is in Kenya right now is almost impossible to imagine without the internet. So yeah, no, Kenyans have internet. Yeah, so get that out of your head. This is not true. Another assumptions about Kenyans will be that Kenyans eat wild animals. I mean, I cannot tell you how many times people have asked me, so how does an elephant taste? How does, I don't know what animal taste? And I'm like, I have no idea. Those are wild animals. Kenyans don't eat wild animals. I know this can be so misconceived and misunderstood because many other African countries actually do eat wild animals like fledermaus and I don't know what. But Kenyans, we don't. Actually, the way I was brought up, I was taught wild animals. Actually, the thought of eating a wild animal never crossed my head. All the animals that we eat are the ones we have tamed at home. We have the cattle, we have the sheep, we have the goat, we have the chicken. And all the chicken arts like the duck. These we eat. And now and then you might have a boy shooting like a bird from the sky, and he might roast that and eat. But otherwise, I remember there was a time when I was in I think high school, there was such a big scandal because some company ended up producing Azer flesh, it's like donkey meat, in some sausage, in some mutura, and Kenyans were furious. How dare you feed us with donkey meat? Are we like wild creatures? And really, so no, Kenyans, we don't eat wild meat. All we eat are our tamed animals that we have at home. Actually, we believe that wild animals can make you sick, so we just don't eat them. No, we don't go around getting some elephant and some giraffe meat and eating, at least not in Meru. Maybe I shouldn't talk for all tribes because I have no idea what to do. No, Merus, we don't eat wild animals. No. Another thing that Germans tend to believe about Kenyans is that Kenyans live in huts. I mean the small little, typische afrikanische Hütchen, like you can see in many pictures. They have this afrikanische Dörfer, they just have these little huts. And actually, there are people who still live in huts up to today. You might go to some village and you will find those huts made of grass roofs, right? And then you have the dung walls, and then there is a small little door. You might find that. And when you go to the tribes like the Maasai, you might even have the Manyatas, which don't even look like a hut in any way. They just look like a igloo. Yeah. So they have their dung hoisting everywhere. So yeah, for that you might be right, because there are people who still live in huts, but not every Kenyan. Another thing that Germans believe about Kenyans is that Kenyans are corrupt. Well, I wonder where they got this one from, huh? So yeah, while I can confidently say that corruption is everywhere in the world, Eastern countries, Western countries, Southern countries, Northern countries, developed industrial countries, it doesn't matter. Corruption is everywhere. Having that said, Well, there is a big chunk of the Kenyan leadership, Kenyan government, which is quite corrupt. I mean, at the beginning of this government, there was such a huge anti-corruption movement. It was going for every single individual who was doing anything near to corrupt. It was like going hard, even to those policemen. You know, in Kenya, there are those policemen when they are like on the road controlling, and when they see a car which has some kind of problem, all the driver needed to do was just give him a little tea. Yeah, that's how Kenyans actually call it, chai kidogo, a little tea, and he would just blink an eye and everything is fine. But at the beginning of this government, it was like, no, all those people associated with anything corrupt were going to be questioned, they are going to be answerable, and they were going to be fined. Everyone was scared. I was like, yes, that's what Kenya needs. That's what Kenya needs. All of you out there who think Kenya is corrupt, and then after some time it just faded off. I mean, like every government, I guess, they promise the people so much and so days and days, and after some time, yeah, the hype just disappears, everything fades down, and life continues like normal. Such a pity. But yeah, for this one, you might be right. A big chunk of the Kenyan government and Kenyan leaders is quite corrupt. Yeah. So yeah, let's go back to that Kenyan picture you had at the beginning. Go through it and check how many of the things that I have talked about did you get right and how many did you not. And now, having known which stereotypes are true and which ones are false, do you have another different view of Kenyans? Do you have a different picture of Kenyans? Do you? Let me know at the comments below. And if you're Kenyan watching this, are there any other stereotypes out there which I might have left out? Let me also know that at the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this far. If you like the video, don't forget to give me that thumbs up. And you can also subscribe if you like. And till next time, please stay safe, stay home, wir bleiben zu Hause, and stay blessed.